What level of betrayal pushes a man over the edge so violently that he ends up strapped to a stretcher in an ambulance, while his adversary is shoved into the back of a police cruiser, shouting Bambi's name at the top of his lungs? Blood spilled, handcuffs clinking, and agonized cries filled the air. This was far beyond a typical episode of Love and Hip Hop. It erupted into an all-out battlefield. Stevie J was taken into custody. Lil Scrappy was rushed to the hospital, while the cameras kept capturing every moment. But the footage is disappearing faster than Stevie's last attempt at a comeback. We're talking leaked texts, shocking audio clips, and a wild fight backstage that turned everything upside down. One crew member said it felt like witnessing Mike Tyson throw punches at Sue Knight inside a cramped broom closet. Pure chaos. You might think you've witnessed drama before, but this goes beyond anything reality TV has ever tried to hide. Keep your eyes glued and don't scroll away, because by the time this story ends, you'll be left wondering who really sparked the chaos. It all began with a year-long feud, a woman caught in the crossfire, and a betrayal so chilling it nearly stopped Scrappy's heart. Did someone really plan this? And if so, why? Just when you thought the tension between Stevie J and Lil Scrappy Bambi had reached its limit, think again. This wasn't just another reality TV meltdown. It erupted into a full-scale confrontation filled with screaming fans, flashing cameras, and a stretcher rolling out from backstage. It all unfolded during an exclusive, sold-out Love and Hip Hop reunion taping that, frankly, should never have happened. The cameras weren't rolling when fists started flying, but insiders have begun spilling every detail. Backstage tension had been simmering for weeks, with Lil Scrappy still raw from his fallout with Bambi. He showed up with something to prove, and Stevie J was definitely not there to play peacekeeper. Everyone sensed something was about to explode, but no one expected it to be this intense. Just before the main event, Mama D was seen pacing nervously, animatedly talking to producers with fierce hand gestures. Meanwhile, Stevie J strolled into the green room like he owned the place, sunglasses in hand, a confident smirk on his face, and zero intention of apologizing. What followed left behind shattered glass, felony charges, and a hospital report, listing contusions, internal bleeding, possible concussion. Witnesses say Mama D waved her hands wildly, warning, "If y'all let Bambi and Stevie be in the same room with my baby, I swear I'll tear this whole set down." But no one heeded her. So what really happened? Who threw the first punch? Why? Did Scrappy end up in an ambulance while Stevie J was hauled away in handcuffs? It looked more like a clash of hired muscle than reality stars. One eyewitness even said Stevie cracked a loud joke during the chaos, while Scrappy shouted, "You still talking after what you did, you whole clown, Stevie?" A line that silenced the crowd instantly. I hope nobody here is still crying over Bambi's OnlyFans, because she made more money in a weekend than all of you combined. Production assistants frowned, and security started moving in, but Stevie kept going. He allegedly leaned in close and whispered something so shocking it was never captured on tape. That's when Scrappy lunged. Chairs flew everywhere, and one of Stevie's guys was shoved so hard into the wall that a painting came crashing down. Someone screamed and a producer shouted, "Cut the feed!" But by the time security stepped in, it was already too late. Scrappy's lip was bleeding, and Stevie was gasping, clutching his ribs like they might be broken. And just when you thought it could not get worse, Stevie allegedly pulled a small, silver switchblade from his back pocket. Security tackled him immediately, not as a show. Stevie J was cuffed right there on set, while Scrappy was carried out on a stretcher, in front of a crowd screaming and clueless about the reality of what just happened. News spread like wildfire. By the time Scrappy arrived at the emergency room, he was already outside the hospital gates, collapsed against a wall, still shouting and holding his side in pain. Paramedics rushed in, while outside the police station, Mama D held an impromptu press conference, acting as if she was running for office. "I told them Stevie J is poison," she declared. "That man's been stirring drama since 2003, and now my baby's lying in a hospital bed, while Kanye's cousin strolls in about some foot issue with Bambi, clout, or respect." This incident unmasked a dark secret nobody was supposed to know. Apparently, Stevie J and Bambi had a hidden agreement. Sources claim they've been quietly working on a new reality spin-off, without Scrappy. Yes, a fresh hip-hop and love project where Scrappy is completely cut out. The working title? Bambi and the Bad Guy. And guess who's allegedly behind the pitch? None other than Mona Scott. Rumor has it Scrappy only found out about the show days before the reunion taping. Feeling betrayed, humiliated, and furious, he showed up fiery, which sparked the confrontation and ignited the explosion. But here's the real twist. Fans are already whispering that Scrappy might have been drugged before the taping. An anonymous crew member claims a leaked hospital report, sent to a gossip blogger by an insider, reveals strange substances in Scrappy's system. Sedatives, high doses of unknown drugs, and other unexplainable items. This was not just a fight. It was a calculated setup. Stevie J remains tight-lipped. His team dropped a brief statement, insisting on his innocence and refusing to comment further for now. But backstage, the fallout is being handled like a full-blown crime scene. Eyewitnesses say Stevie showed up acting strange, slurring his words and stumbling, completely out of character. Lawyers have started circling, contracts are frozen, and producers scramble to spin the story without getting caught in a lawsuit. Meanwhile, Bambi refuses to stay silent. Hours after the chaos broke, she went live on Instagram, face beat filter on, sipping white wine, and cryptically said, "All I'm going to say is, you only know half the story." She ended her stream with a wink and the tease. Season premiere. Coming soon. Can't make this stuff up. K. The comments exploded. Fans accused her of setting Scrappy up, calling her dirty for this. "Stevie ain't shut, but you are the devil," they wrote. And here's another twist. The same man who once proclaimed, "I'll never need a lawyer, I don't do drama," is now a top-tier entertainment attorney with Kardashian connections. And he's gearing up for battle. Stevie J now faces 2 criminal charges and could be hit with a civil suit if Scrappy's legal team moves forward. And Scrappy's lawyers? They're just warming up. Stay tuned as we dig into the contracts. Alleged. Backdoor deals, fake friendships, and the real reason this feud blew up during reunion night. Mona Scott's production company has demanded all unreleased footage of the fight be handed over immediately. Just when you thought this mess couldn't get worse, backstage security footage leaked, showing a chaotic blur of shoving, and then Stevie J lunging at someone before the screen cuts to black. Conveniently, the video ends right as the punches start flying. What we do know, security had to break through 3 locked dressing room doors to separate Lil Scrappy from Stevie J, whose shirt was reportedly torn down the middle, revealing a bleeding lip and bruised chest. Here's where the story takes a sharp, twisted turn. Sources close to production, mainly those sharp-eared makeup artists who catch every whispered secret, reveal that Scrappy wasn't even supposed to be there. He had wrapped up filming and was on his way out when fate, or misfortune, stepped in. Just 2 rooms down the hall, Bambi was recording a confessional, and Stevie J was the surprise guest. Yep. Mona pulled one of her classic producer maneuvers, sneaking Stevie in as a plot twist without giving Scrappy a heads up. When Scrappy caught wind of it, he completely lost it. Word is he smashed through a prop wall, stormed onto the set, and declared, "You guys are trying to make me look weak, so I'm going to prove you wrong." That's when the real chaos erupted. Shouts filled the air, producers scattered, and someone yelled, "Mona is nowhere to be found." A nameless security guard, whom we'll call Rico, told us off the record, "We've seen fights and drinks thrown before, but nothing like this. That wasn't for the cameras. He was fighting like someone deeply betrayed. This wasn't reality TV drama. It was raw, real-life fury." Of course, Mona Scott Young wasn't about to let this gold slip away. Rumor has it the footage is now locked up tight in a vault, being carefully reviewed for legal risks. But knowing Mona, it's destined to be re-edited, hyped, and dropped in a mid-season trailer to boost ratings. Meanwhile, Lil Scrappy was rushed to the hospital, suffering from a dislocated shoulder and busted knuckles. He reportedly passed out and was handcuffed on scene, then discreetly dragged out a side exit to dodge the paparazzi, all under assault with intent charges. Nurses thought he was overdosing after a panic attack, but the truth was heavier. The crushing weight of betrayal finally broke him down. Family, fame, and fake love, all collapsing at once. Try to calm things down. When a man dripping with another man's blood storms a set, Peacemaker he is not. The internet erupted. Such a career Scrappy snaps trended for 12 straight hours with memes, flooding every feed. One of Scrappy's reps jumped online claiming, Stevie was ambushed. He was the victim. He was trying to de-escalate. De-escalate. The post caption read, I fought for this family, but others were ruthless, labeling, Scrappy unstable, aggressive, and immature. Here's the real tea. End tea. Meanwhile, Bambi went live on Instagram, her best friend whispering urgently in the background, avoid talking too much every 5 seconds. But between fake tears and battles with eyelash glue, Bambi couldn't help but slip, confessing, I tried to protect Scrappy, but y'all don't even know half of what he's done. Oh no, what exactly has Scrappy done? Fans are now buzzing, wondering if there's a deeper secret behind Bambi and Stevie J's alliance. Something far beyond just friendship. Could they be secretly scheming to push Scrappy out of the franchise? Rumors swirl of a covert deal with the producers, and whispers from the editing room reveal that Bambi and Stevie J spent over an hour in Mona Scott Young's office the day before filming, reportedly changing documents behind closed doors. Contracts were on the table, but Scrappy was left completely in the dark. What kind of shady game is this? It's like a wild crossover between hip-hop drama and survivor strategy. And let's not forget Mama D. She went viral across Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and more. The very next day, Mama D pulled up to the hospital with a boom mic and her own camera crew, announcing she's making a documentary series to expose the truth. Even MySpace dragged Bambi, Stevie, Mona, and Scrappy. Mama D declared, I told y'all they were snakes. My son ain't perfect, but he didn't deserve this. One fake friend at a time. The first episode, Judith and Jordan's betrayal of Stevie J. You can't make this stuff up. Well, except that we kind of can. And it's absolutely glorious chaos. Meanwhile, VH1 is bracing for potential lawsuits and boycott threats from furious fans, warning this could be the breaking point for Atlanta's love and hip-hop scene. Adding fuel to the fire, a petition with 40,000 signatures went viral, demanding the network release the uncut fight footage. People want to see every punch, every shout, and all the behind-the-scenes betrayal. Producers are reportedly in full panic mode, even pulling editors off other shows to manage the fallout. On Reddit and across social media, timelines, clip breakdowns, and slowed-down audio clips circulate. Fans claim they can even hear Bambi whisper, "Get him out of here." The streets are buzzing, and everyone is scrambling, trying to figure out how to spin this disaster without losing their jobs. Could this be the smoking gun? Stay tuned, because Part 3 is where everything truly erupts. Court dates, leaked, medical records, and a cast still recovering from injuries and the trauma of betrayal. The drama has officially shifted from backstage chaos to the courtroom battleground. And this is not a Law and Order episode, honey. This is Love and Hip Hop, Blood on the Contract. The trial kicked off with cameras banned and tension running higher than a pressure cooker. But don't worry, we have leaks. A legal assistant, who probably shouldn't be talking spilled, oh, we have leaks. The first rounds of legal arguments exploded across blogs. Scrappy's team painted him as a man emotionally manipulated, cornered, and ambushed by production, all for ratings. Meanwhile, Stevie J's lawyers pulled out the classic family man defense. Girl, please. They even had the nerve to call Scrappy a mentor figure, talk about gaslighting. Mona's crew confirmed Stevie J was brought in to shake things up, but nobody expected Scrappy to show up that day. Boom, she stepped right off the set of a scandalous music video and straight into a messy federal indictment. Tensions were already sky high, sis. And that man busted through drywall like a pro wrestler. No pretending here. Then, screenshots surfaced. Not just any screenshots, but leaked direct messages between Bambi and Mona allegedly plotting Scrappy's declining popularity and how the show needed a shocking twist. If you let him go, it'll go viral. Whoa. The courtroom gasped. The judge was shook. Scrappy broke down in tears. Mama D sat in the back row, fanning herself with a rhinestone-covered Bible and whispering, "Didn't I tell y'all?" Judas. All of them. Then the judge announced an urgent review of production ethics was underway. VH1 might be under fire for putting its cast in harm's way just for TV drama. But wait, it gets worse. A nurse close to the family leaked hospital records a few hours later. Scrappy didn't just have a dislocated shoulder. He also suffered a mild concussion and psychological trauma. The icing on the cake? A Justice for Scrappy GoFundMe launched, raising over $90,000 in just 3 days. It's unclear where all that GoFundMe money is headed, but rumors say Mama D is using it to hire a documentary crew to expose even more behind-the-scenes drama. Meanwhile, Stevie J has gone completely radio silent, deleting every post, unfollowing everyone, and some say he's even skipped town. Others claim he's holed up in a Miami hotel with Jolene for protection. Now that's a crossover episode, waiting to happen. Jolene says she's already reached out to Netflix and believes she's the next Aaron Brochovich, with a wig and a purse full of receipts, no less. Didn't ask for this tea, but this is where the tangled web of lies starts to unravel fast. A former VH1 intern, who goes by Lola on TikTok, dropped a 4-part exposé titled The Truth About the Scrappy Setup and Baby. She leaked text messages from producers about last-minute scheduling changes, plus an audio clip of Mona allegedly saying, "I don't care if they just keep the cameras rolling as you fight." Once the internet caught wind of this, cancel love and hip-hop became a trending hashtag. Fans boycotted VH1, and Mona Scott Young's name was being dragged like a cheap wig caught in a tornado. Suddenly, VH1 released a statement claiming they take cast safety extremely seriously and announced a temporary halt to filming Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, pending an internal policy review. Sounds like they got caught red-handed and are scrambling to save face. Meanwhile, the streets of Atlanta are buzzing with Bambi, who shared a selfie captioned, "Unbothered." Blessed, booked, sis. She might be booked for real, legal bookings. That is, amid swirling rumors of deep state plots and backstage betrayal. But hold up. According to a music industry blog's late-breaking scoop, Scrappy is in hot demand. 3 rival networks are courting him to perform a tell-all: Bet, Zeus Network, and the wild card, HBO Max, which reportedly wants to turn the courtroom drama into a limited series starring Scrappy as himself and Taye Diggs as Stevie J. The internet is now calling this the most emotional verse in love and hip-hop history, and they are not wrong. Scrappy went from hospital bed to topping the iTunes hip-hop charts, dropping lyrics that are raw, bitter, and clearly aimed at Bambi and Stevie, who used him for their story and tried to script his downfall. But guess what? He flipped the script and is making money again. Legendary behavior, no doubt.